Round one, fight!
What is going on, BW Sports One World? It is another one-on-one with DaLion at Combat Zone, and today we are blessed with one of the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship's biggest and toughest SOBs in the business, Bobo the Beast O'Bannon. What is going on, brother? How are we doing?
Man, I'm blessed. Loving life, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, I cannot complain. She wouldn't listen if I did, but I am so glad to finally have you on the show with me for an interview. We've talked about this several times. Now we're finally here. So I thank you for your time, and thank your manager, Britton, for allowing me to talk to her fighter. And so let's let the BW Sports One world know who Bobo O'Bannon is, where he came from. Just talk a little bit about your the fight career that's gotten you to this point.
Man, I'm just a big old poor country boy. I mean, always worked for a living. Always had to work and fight in life to even make it. I was a Division I prospect river in high school playing high school football. I was 305 pounds, running a 40-yard dash in 4.8 seconds. I had college football letters from everybody. They'd send me those little tickets to their little quote-unquote 8A games or spring games or whatever. And I went to so many different spring games for free. And actually, it cost me $5 because, you know, they can't give you nothing for free from college to high school. So it cost me $5 to go to all these different things and meet the team and, you know, tour the campus, all that. Well, I decided that since I barely made it out of high school from partying, that college probably wouldn't be a good thing for me. So I went and learned to be a millwright. And in that process, I found out about this tough man contest in Mobile. So it was minute and a half rounds, 3 minute and a half rounds, and a one night tournament. You go in and you may have to fight 4 times in one night to win the contest. And I went in and still doing my football training and stuff, and got beat up for my first 4 tough man contests. Then I went from 335 to 225 in about 10 months training with a boxing trainer. Yeah, training with a boxing trainer, and I lost a ton of muscle, you know, from lifting weights and all, not lifting weights anymore and all. Well, I went out there and I won the next 4 tough man contests in a row at the fairgrounds. And I was not allowed to fight in them anymore. Then they had some guys coming in from out of town, a couple guys from Georgia and somebody from Louisiana coming in gunning for me because they heard about this guy who was winning on this tough man contest in Mobile. So they called me, asked me to come fight. They put me and the out of town guys in the top part of the bracket, put all the in town guys in the bottom part of the bracket, and what happened is I eliminated all the out-of-town guys and got to the final fight against the hometown boy and had to act like I had an injury and, you know, let him win, and we split the purse. So, and then I went.
Really?
Yeah, you know, everything's rigged, I guess, in some sort of way or another. But then I went to the Biloxi, fought the original Tough Man contest that was on TV. And I guess this was in 07, like September-ish of 07, and won it, walked through it pretty well, then turned pro, and ended up going 10-6 as a pro boxer, and took some, you know, a few years off, man. I just I lost my heart for fighting, I guess, and, you know, life did its little deal to me. And then me and my wife got married. Before we got married, we agreed that I would not fight. Fighting was done. It was over with for me. No more fighting. Yes, ma'am. We're sitting in church one day, and God tells me that I'm going to fight again. I know, sir, I'm sorry. But my wife said no to this already, and so I can't do it. Man, about 3 minutes after that happened, my wife nudged me to lean down to her. She said, God's telling me that you need to be fighting again. And I don't like it, but that is what he's telling me. I started crying right there in the middle of church. We get out of church, talk about it, then we both start crying on the way home, talking about it, letting her know what happened. So, anyhow, I decided to get back in it. I seen that Brock Weaver, my old buddy Brock Weaver, I seen some of his Facebook posts come in where he was doing this bare knuckle fighting thing. I was like, man, what is that? Bare knuckle? That ain't even legal. And me and Brock talked about it for a minute. He's like, yeah, man, Mr. Roy was working my corner and, tape my hands and everything for me. You need to go start talking to Mr. Roy again. Get in there. So I called Mr. Roy Jones Sr. at Pensacola over there, and I started going to his house. It was added about 35 minutes to my trip home from Bruton. But I started swinging by Mr. Roy's, training with him, and got in touch with Nate Shook, got me a fight lined up, and I guess the rest is kind of history. I ended up taking about a year and a half off after my first fight, between my first and second fight. But I had to get my mind right and for real decided I was gonna, do this. And good Lord told us several more times while I was off, hey boy, you need to get back ready. So here we are, ready 100%. And
Oh yeah.
my wife said that she knows and has told me that I'm keeping my hands up from now on. No more, no more putting my hands down and letting the heavyweight bang on me. And we're going in, and I just want to fight, man. I don't care who I fight. I don't have any animosity towards anybody. Just let me be in there with everybody, as far as I'm concerned.
There you go. That's the heart of a champion, the heart of a lion, the heart of a warrior, right there. Looking over the career, fights that I see, I was wondering why such the big gap in between that first bare knuckle fight to the second fight against Mike Kyle. You kind of elaborated on it because there was almost about a year and a half apart from your BKFC debut to the second one, which was you headlined the Total Line 2, I believe it was, against Mike Kyle, formerly UFC known. That was a big fight, and you took care of business in that. Fast forwarding a couple months later, back in December, you fought a very big, stout Sam Shoemaker, and I want to hear your thoughts on what happened in that fight. Now, granted, I'm not taking anything away from Sam because he is a big boy. However, as a fight fan, I could tell there was just something not right. There was something maybe weighing on your shoulders. There was something that your heart just was not fully showing like it normally does. So can you elaborate on, that fight with Sam Shoemaker a little bit for us?
Yeah, man. Look, I'm not taking anything away from Sam at all. I personally reached out to Sam, man, way back before I ever even fought my first BKFC fight. And Sam's super, super good fella, super cool fella. I really like Sam. Sam nor anybody else on this green and blue earth that God bless us with should have done me the way that Sam done me, because I was nervous. Man, I don't know why I was nervous, man. I don't know. I never let myself mentally prepare the way I mentally prepared for Mike Kyle. The way I just reclused back to myself for about 48 hours and just got back in there's no way that he can beat me kind of mindset. With Sam, there was a no way I could beat him kind of mindset, and I never let myself set into, zone in right. I never let my mind get right. And you can go back and look at the fight. I hit him a couple of times to begin with, and he didn't like it. And of course,
No.
who does like getting hit? But he
Right.
particularly seemed to have a problem with that. And and I threw 20 something punches, 18 punches, whatever it was, the entire first round. I mean, come on, man, that's not my way. I don't do that. You look at any of my fights and see that that's absolutely not the case for me. Well, anyhow, I never got out of my mind, man. And for some reason, once I got in there, I was so nervous. I wasn't, dude. Come on, man. There was another guy sitting in front of me. I wasn't nervous about that. I've sparred with Deontay Wilder before. I don't care who I'm in there fighting with or whatever. They're not going to be as fast nor hit me as hard as Wilder did. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care who you put me in there with. And so I wasn't nervous about a man, about the man in front of me. I was just nervous. I don't know why. I can't tell you. I don't know what it was. So what I decided to do is I was going to put my hands down. He was going to hit me clean with that big right hand in my forehead, and it was going to allow me to settle in and kind of knock the cobwebs loose, so to speak, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. My body would take over and react from there. When that joker goes and hits me with a left hook right above my ear. And that's the equilibrium spot there. And he did a beautiful thing. I'm very, very proud of him for what he did. He jumped on me after he dropped me that first time and never gave me a chance to recover. If he would have laid off of me for about 30 seconds, I would have been tanning that hide. But like they say down south down here, if a bullfrog had wings, he wouldn't bump his butt every time he jumped. So
That's very true.
so all this if and all that kind of stuff, it really don't mean nothing. But at the same time, man, I just want the opportunity. I'm very glad, thankful, and blessed that I'm getting the opportunity to get back in there again and show that I do belong there, show that I
Yep.
am worthy of being in there, and to show that that last fight to show that that'll never happen to me again. And who better to prove that against than the first BKFC champion?
That is
So
so right. Arnold Adams is your next opponent here in 2 weeks from yesterday.
yes, sir.
So March 19th, Biloxi Civic Center down in Biloxi, Mississippi. You are, in fact, fighting Arnold Adams, which you mentioned is the first BKFC heavyweight champion. What's your mindset towards this fight camp? I mean, you've had this fight, you've known about this fight for a couple weeks now. You got a little bit of a fight camp. Obviously, you're moving in towards the end of the fight camp. How have you been preparing yourself for an opponent such as Arnold Adams?
Oh man, just like anybody else, he's nothing special. He's nobody special. So there's nothing special to prepare for really. He's got he throws uppercuts, he throws straight punches, and he throws hooks. Everybody else does the same stuff. Um, He does a funky little lean back thing where he leans back and tries to put his body out there. I've got something special for that.
Uh-oh.
He does this little deal where he kind of puts one hand down and leans way back and wants to like put his body out there for you. I got something special for that. And he does this deal, man. I don't know. I guess it's a track meet, where he runs and I'm supposed to play tag and chase him or something. And we got something for that. I'm gonna play tag with him for a little while. He's gonna be it by the time it's over with. I promise you.
I
Um,
like that. I like that.
oh
I haven't
yeah.
heard that analogy yet. He wants to run around, play tag. I'm gonna make sure he's it by the end of the round. I like that. I like that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, and that's what it is. Think about it. It's the Mayweather style, playing tag. I mean, that's what Mayweather want to do. Tag your it and run real quick, like a little kid, playing tag indoors where the family, where mom and daddy wants you to settle down and behave, and you're trying to play tag indoors, so you just reach up and tag and kind of move away real quick. And whenever the other person comes close and they touch you, you tag them and just kind of move away real quick, where you can still play, but mom and daddy, ain't getting noticing you doing very much. That's that's all like Mayweather. That's what Arnold does. He wants to tag you real quick, kind of move, tag it, and kind of run away. I'm like, well, guess what, kid? We're not playing any games here, so it's gonna be a real game of tag it. Don't trip.
Well, it doesn't sound like that you're going to be the one chasing him around. You're going to probably, I'm assuming by what you're telling me, let him try to play his game, but you're going to make him come to you because, I mean, for one, obviously the stamina in any fight, you don't want to be running around losing that speed and strength. I'm really looking forward to this because it has been a while since we have seen Adams in the ring. And what better way to welcome him back than putting him up against a beast as yourself? I know the fans are looking forward to this. I honestly, I'm a little biased that this isn't the co-main event because, again, I'm biased. I like you, Bo, so I wanted to
Yes, sir.
see it as the co-main event. But I know after this victory for you, you probably will not be less than a co-main eventer after this one.
Well, man, look, I always believe in sharing. I teach my kids all the time. Hey, you got to share. You can't always, I don't care if that is your toy. I know that that's your toy, but you got to share a little bit. There's other kids around. These other kids want to play too, so you got to share. Well, that's what's going on here. We all know that this is my toy, and we all know that this is my deal. I've made that quite obvious already. But I'm gonna share a little bit here. I don't mind sharing. Just like I teach my kids, you got to share with everybody else. Everybody else wants to play too. So
That's true.
we'll let some other folks play for a little while. I have no problem with that. And then once I get in here and show that this last fight is not the way it's going to be going for me, and uh, dominate another victory here coming up in a couple of weeks, then they'll let me play with my toy again.
There you go. There you go. Take back your toy box, right?
Exactly. Yes,
I
sir.
love it, brother. I love it. So, it kind of explained to the BW Sports One fan base how it is different between boxing and bare knuckle. I ask all the bare knuckle fighters that I talk to this same question, and I get a little bit of different answer every time. I mean, relatively the same, but it's just a tidbit different by everybody's aspect. Kind of let us know how, in your mind and your words and what you've witnessed and dealt with, what are the differences in fighting with these big gloves for boxing and moving into bare knuckle where it's just you.
All right, the big gloves. Those are not big soft cushions on your hand. Those big gloves. What you have when pro boxing, if you've got about a quarter inch to 3/8 inch of a cast built up over the top of your knuckles, it is gauze and tape and it's been pulled tight. There is nothing soft about that. You can do like this right here, and it's just as hard as your knuckle touching you as far as the hardness goes. Once you get your pro boxing glove on, I like hitting myself a little bit. I like joggling my head a little bit, so that whenever I get in the ring, it's not the first time I've done it. Whenever I get hit, it's kind of like, oh, So I like to go ahead and boggle my mind a little bit. I put my
How hard
pro
do you
box
hit yourself?
harder than I just dare. Yeah. Well, whenever I'm getting ready, I'm getting there and psyching myself up with it. Now I got to use my open hand because I used to back in Tough Man days. With my gloves, and that mess hurts now, especially with no gloves on. But whenever I'm getting ready, I'll sit there and, and you want to go ahead and wobble your mind a little bit, get yourself that away whenever you're in there and you finally get that hit, that little bit of a jar. You don't want that to be the first time that you felt it, and because it's kind of like whenever I just hit myself right then, it was kind of a, oh, Now I don't
Right.
want the first time I feel that to be in the ring in front of everybody with that guy getting ready to come back with another one. I want
Right.
to go ahead and knock them cobwebs loose backstage. That way, whenever I get out there, I am ready. We're fixing to bang it out.
So I'm
So,
not gonna lie, Bo. As soon as you turned your hat around and opened them eyes, I saw the beast coming out. I saw the whole mentality just kind of flip the switch for a second. And when you demonstrated what you did to yourself before fights, I saw the look of the beast working through that facial and that face and those eyes, man. I feel the intensity. I feel the excitement of just yourself, getting back into that ring, showing that, regardless of, Sam, great fighter, but that was a fluke in your mind. That will never happen again. And I saw it right there. I've been around the fight scene for a long time, not necessarily inside the ring or cage for a long time, but I've been around the industry. And when you see certain people and you see certain looks, you know that guy or girl is ready to bang and ready for war. And I see it in your face, Bo, and I cannot wait to see you back in that ring on March 19th, sir. I
Thank
cannot
you,
wait.
sir.
I mean, this is
Thank
just, as a big fight fan, seeing the big guys go at it is always fun and exciting and entertaining. Putting yourself against somebody, like you said, likes to play tag, and kind of going back to the Sam Shoemaker fight where we didn't see a lot of that aggression, that offensive aggression on your end. How does somebody get that aggression, that offensive aggression on somebody that does like to run around a lot?
It's easy, man. For me, because I'm in there, I know what's going on. I've been there before. This is the way 95% of my sparring matches in the gym has went. You know, the guy get in there, tag, and chase me for, run from me for a little bit. Here, you come chase me. I'm gonna tag you. Okay, come chase. That's 95% of the sparring matches in the gym. Everybody in the gym has always told me that I'm like sparring with a heat miser. So like I just generate massive amounts of body heat. I'm a big guy, so they say I generate massive amounts of body heat, and I just constantly come forward. It doesn't matter what they hit me with, how hard or clean they hit me. I'll constantly come forward. They said they can hear me sometimes when they'll hit me with like a body shot or hit me just right in the head or whatever, and they'll hear me actually go, where it's hurt me. And they expect me to take a step backwards, but instead I'm still coming forward. So they're like, which punch was it that made him grunt? Uh, can I hit him with that punch again? How do I slow him down? The answer is you don't. Whenever I'm in shape, you don't slow me down. Uh,
You made a
you
good
might
point right there. You made a
come on.
very good point right there. When you're in shape, you're on point. Not talking bad against you, Bo, because I love you, brother.
Hmm.
But what you look like during that Shoemaker fight to what you look like now is two totally different people. You look
Hmm.
focused. I mean, just in your physique, looks focused for this fight.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm big time focused. I know what's going on. I know what's on the table. I know what I'm risking here. I know what I've got to offer for my family here. I got my wife. I know what I'm fighting for there. My little girl. I know what I'm fighting there. My son. I know what I got going. I know what I've got to offer. I know the future that I've got to offer for them. It's right here in my hands, man. It's up to me if I'm going to drop it or hang on to it. And this is a better life for my family. Uh, man, I've done said it a couple of times here. I'm just a poor country boy, man. I've always been just right above poverty, just enough to where I can't say I'm living in poverty my whole
Yep.
life and fighting to stay there. Especially now. Nothing, not saying anything bad here, but with my wife's medical bills and stuff, and the different trips that we have to take for her medical issues, you know, and let me tell you, we can double them trips if you want to, if that's what it takes to keep her healthy.
Right.
I'll gladly double them trips and just pick up more side work. But man, it's all about, focusing in on your why. This is my why. This is
Mhm.
why I do this. My family is why I do this. And so I'm focused in on my why and, just going to work, biting down on my mouthpiece, so to speak, and going to work every single day. Whenever I get off work, I go straight to the gym. And,
Mhm.
before the gym, I'm doing sprints. Before work, I'm doing sprints. After work, I'm coming home. I'm doing my stuff at the gym. So I'm staying at it, man. I'm steady at it. Yes, I am in way better shape than what I was in, and I'm ready to get after it. I know that I'm fixing to have to play 5 rounds of tag. Tag you're it, and I'm running. Tag you're it, I'm running, and I imagine there's gonna be a lot more running. But once I'm in that ring, though, I know how to cut the ring off because it has been this tag game. So
Mhm.
I know how to. I'm not gonna chase him necessarily. I'm not gonna. Oh, he tagged me. Let me go get him. I'm not going right where he goes. I'm going to where he is going. I'm gonna cut him off before he gets there. I'll be
Yep.
there waiting on him. Here you go, bud. Come on, let's get it.
Yep. I mean, cutting the ring off in any type of fighting is half the battle and puts more pressure on your opponent, definitely. And I've noticed watching the bare knuckle fights compared to boxing. Boxing starts. A lot of other fighting styles, they start so far away and then they come in and then they kind of circle around. Where in bare knuckle fighting, you toe the line. You guys are fighting. I mean, you guys starting out head to head right there. And I noticed over the past few fighting events that I've watched, it's usually the person who steps forward first will become the winner, because as soon as you take a step back off that line, in my opinion, that's kind of telling your opponent, okay, I don't want to be aggressive right yet. I don't want to
Hmm.
take that first chance. I don't want to take that first risk. And in bare knuckle, I mean, you have to keep that offensive aggression on them, because that's what'll win you fights.
Exactly. You said it all right there. The want. I don't want it. Whatever it is, you fill in the blank. Let them fill in the blank with whatever. I don't want it. If it's the power, if it's the speed, it's the hey tying up and tussling with one another. I don't want it. That's what they tell you a lot of times. A lot of times you'll get in there with some folks and you'll hit them first time you hit them real good. Uh, I'm not gonna call a fella's name, but there was a fella what I felt like there was no way I should have beat him, and I hit him one time real good, and the look in his eyes was like, "Yep, I don't want this. I
You
want
said it
nothing
right
to do
there,
with this."
brother. When you hit somebody with that punch and you know it's a good punch, when you see their reaction on their face and you see their body language and that chemistry just either make or break the rest of the fight. I love it. All right. Now, are you ready for Rapid Knockout? Rapid Knockout is a segment that I do with every fighter that I talk to, and at 5 questions has absolutely nothing to do with fighting.
Come on,
Are you ready?
let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. Favorite food?
Oh man, lasagna.
Oh, I love when I hear the Italian food come out first. I love it. All right, lasagna. Are you a cheese lasagna or are you a meaty lasagna?
Man, that's crazy. I make my own lasagna, and it is both. It's a bunch of meat, bunch of cheese, got a bunch of the cottage cheese, and bunch of noodles. I make sure I put. My mama always made a lasagna when I was growing up. I couldn't remember exactly how to make it, but I remember the gist of it. And so I went to the store, picked up the materials, and come up with my own version, my own concoction of exactly the way Mama did it, but I couldn't remember exactly, so I put my spin on it. My
I
goodness,
like
and
it.
my mama tells me that she likes my lasagna better.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't
Yeah,
ever outdo mama's lasagna, man.
mm, I quit making it.
Well, here's the thing. Um, I'm gonna say this crazily. One of these days, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come down south. I'm gonna hang out with you. I'm gonna be dumb and get in the ring and spar with you for a little bit. But
Come on,
then that night, we're gonna go back to your place and we're gonna eat your homemade lasagna.
we'll eat the lasagna, and I'll even make some of that etouffee. I'm making awesome crawfish etouffee,
Ooh, I
and
cannot wait.
man,
I mean, I'll definitely need the recuperating the food after that sparring session.
yes, sir. We'll call that a recovery meal.
There you go. There you go. All right. Second question. Other than fighting, what is your favorite sport to either participate or watch or both?
Slow pitch softball.
Slow pitch softball. Love.
Uh,
Have you
uh,
ever struck out?
Man, look, we are not gonna.
I'm not gonna lie to you because I have twice in the same game.
Yes, man. Me and there's a good buddy of mine who plays softball with Bradley Thompson. Bradley Thompson struck out swinging. I've struck out swinging before, but it was so funny. He did it with so much clay. It was just hilarious. But yes, I have struck out swinging before, and a knuckleball.
See?
I know it's slow pitch. I know the ball is coming underhanded, but my
Uh-huh.
goodness, man, there's a guy named Scott we play with, Scott Riley. That joker can throw that. Scott Smith, I'm sorry. That joker can throw that knuckleball, man, and dances. And yeah, I struck out swinging before.
See, Damon, I'm not the only one, so I don't feel as bad. Third question. Favorite music, whether that be genre, artist, group. What do you like listening to?
Man, not only, I guess, because everybody else picks another radio station whenever you're working or whatever. But if I'm the DJ, I listen to Christian music, and
Okay.
then the Newsboys is, I guess, got to be my favorite. I've been listening to a lot of Andy Mineo here lately, which is a Christian rap artist. And
Okay.
I like Andy Mineo. Down here down south we got a Power 88 towards Mobile, 88.5 Power 88 radio on every Friday night. I think at 9 p.m. they've got a Power Hour where they play all of your heavy Christian music. It's more like the rock and the heavy metal and the rap and stuff like that. And they've got
Okay.
some good stuff on there. But me personally, if I'm gonna choose music, is gonna be either Christian radio or country music. Not this crap they play today, but like Garth Brooks and Tim McGraw country music.
A real country. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
All right. Question number 4. Favorite hobby other than, fighting and training.
Man, spending
I'm
time with my
putting you
family.
on the spot, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, I look outside of fighting and training. My only other hobby is slow pitch softball and spending time with my family, and that's it, man. I'm a very very simple person. It don't take a lot to keep this old boy happy, As long as my wife's got a smile on her face and she's happy, then I'm happy.
Folks,
So
who
we
I
get to
mean,
keep that from mama.
all you women out there, we can't help that we were found by wonderful women. This guy and myself are just one and the same, because we love to see our wives happy, and that's what makes us happy. Right?
Exactly.
I like it.
Exactly. As long as man, sincerely, as long as she's happy, for real happy, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing real
Well,
good.
that moo cow management's moving up in the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, man, what's crazy is that moo cow management. So we've had a lot of people hop on and be like, "Ha ha, she's managing the moo cow." Like, no, you're not very smart. She is the moo cow. She is the moo cow. I'm Porgy the Pig. Don't give me her name. you
Bleep,
know?
bleep, bleep. That's all, folks.
Yeah. There you go. Bleep. Come on now. Get it right.
That's
I,
good.
I
That's
told a
good.
buddy of mine another time, like, look, hold on now. If you're gonna joke on this subject, you need to keep up with what in the world's going on here, bud.
There you right.
She is the moo cow. I'm Porgy the Pig. Don't mix it up again.
I love it. I
Uh,
love it, brother. Question number 5, whether it be on a personal side or an athlete, your favorite role model growing up.
oh man, growing up, favorite role model. Man, I guess to be honest with you, man, it's gonna be Emmett Smith. Uh, Emmett Smith was never the biggest guy, never the fastest guy, but always found a way. He talked about it several different times, and he said, "I was never the biggest guy at camp. I was never the fastest guy at camp, but I was always the guy who found a way at camp. I was always the guy who would take the big lick and keep on going. He kind of, I guess, like an energizer bunny, or no, what was that watch? Timex or whatever it was. Take a licking and keep on ticking, and
Yeah.
that's the way he would. To me, the way it sounded like he was describing himself. That it didn't matter what you did, he was still gonna bring it. And I was like, man, I like that. I
So
want to
you
be
a
like that.
Cowboys fan?
I was when I was little, and I've got to
Ah,
be 100% honest. Look, man, I was there whenever they won the '93 Super Bowl. I was 8 years old. We had
yeah.
my father was a pastor at the time, and we put it on record on our VHS player and recorded it
Yep.
while we was at church, and come home from church and was able to finish it and then rewind it and watch it again. I spent weeks rewinding that tape, watching Cowboys roll over the Buffalo Bills.
See,
But
so my cousin, my brother, my sister-in-law, my son, my niece, Cowboys fans. So unfortunate too, because
yeah,
I and my daughter are at least smarter and go with the Eagles.
come on, come on. Look, man, I got to where whenever I was in high school, I was a Denver Broncos fan, and the
Okay.
reason why there was you had Elway, you had John Romanowski. I'm like,
Romanowski.
good, yeah. Then then I stopped being a fan of teams, and I
Uh-huh.
started being a fan of players
Uh-huh.
because Tampa Bay had Mike Allstott.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. Go back and look at some
Oh
highlights
yeah.
from that dude's career. He
Yeah,
was just a beast, man, for real.
he
And
was.
I really enjoyed watching him. There's a guy from way back, 70, I say way back, 70s, 80s, I think was his time frame, but Lyle Alzada. And that dude was, I would say a genetic freak, but he was an injected freak. And you know, he that dude was an animal. I don't care what you inject into yourself, you still got to put in tons of work to reach the level that he was at. And he was on a different level, sincerely.
That's true. That's true. All right. One last question I got to ask. Are we going to see the BKFC heavyweight title on your shoulder?
Eventually,
I love it. You better have said that, because if not, I'm going to call your manager right after we get done with this and tell her to slap you silly for saying anything different.
and that joker beat me in the head with one of my softball bats. I'm telling you now, she ain't playing. But ultimately, there's the goal. If you're a fighter, period, uh, and somebody asks you, "Are you going to be the champion?" Your answer better be yes. If your answer is not yes, then what in the world are you fighting for?
I agree
Why do
wholeheartedly.
you get in there?
I
If
agree
you don't
wholeheartedly.
believe, if you don't believe that you can win that title, that you can beat everybody and become the champion, then how in the world is anybody else supposed to believe enough to be able to even want to watch you fight? If you're not
Bingo.
gonna fight, if you're not gonna fight with the conviction of I can beat everybody, why do it?
I love it, brother. That's exactly the answer I was expecting to hear. And like I said, if I didn't hear that, I was going to call that manager, the Moo Cow management, and I was going to have her beat you senseless on live pay per view.
Oh, she definitely would have. I promise you.
Oh, I
I'd have,
know. We could have got something going really good on that.
I'd have caught a cane to the back of the head just as soon as I got to the ring come March 19th.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Bobo,
Yes, sir.
the Beast, O'Bannon. Last thing, I lied. One last thing. I
Come
know
on.
that on social media this week you put out, questions your fans on if you were to change the nickname, what would it be? They give you suggestions. Obviously, right now it looks like we're still the Beast. Are we leaning towards anything? Do you have any insights on this? Are we going to make it some type of a contest going on, or what are you thinking?
Man, I want something other than the beast. The reason why the beast was something that they give me. They
Mhm.
being my former manager and every who else, just the beast. Man, look, for one, there's a million and one beasts. Uh, for two, what am I representing? What am I standing for? Look at my logo. Look in the corner when I'm ready for my fight. My banner says God is good.
Mhm.
My banner is not, a whole bunch of sponsors and stuff. My banner is God is good, and I'm sitting here with a nickname like the Beast. my Bible tells me the beast comes to steal, kill, and destroy, which I guess is kind of fitting for what I'm fixing to do here, because I'm finna steal a title, kill, and destroy anybody in my way. I get that. But at the same time, I'm the beast goes completely against what I'm standing for, against God who has me here doing this, blessed me with the ability anyways. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards wanting to have something else, but at the same time, I didn't pick this nickname for me, and I can't pick the next nickname for me. There's been some out there that I really, really like, and really, really, really like some of them. Like, they want to make my nickname TK, so I can be Bobo TK O'Bannon. Huh? Yeah, that's
That's
pretty
not
cool.
bad. That's
Yeah,
not bad.
they're
I was
pretty
leaning
cool.
towards like reborn, the rebirth, the reborn O'Bannon, but and that's just kind of going towards the changeover of certain situations in your life, in your career, which would it makes total sense. But man, you mentioned TK O'Bannon, I'm that's catchy.
Yes,
That's catchy.
yes.
All
Yes,
right.
see, and it was a suggestion. That's nothing I come up with. That's something that's been suggested to us. And so, I don't know, man. Ultimately, I'm not doing any of that. I told my wife, I said, look, baby, this is what the deal is. You are my manager. What that means is you manage everything. If we need to talk about something, then we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. Ultimately, you manage it. Run it past me, whatever. But all I want to do is I want to go to work. I want to come home from work, change my clothes, and take my oversized behind down the road and train. And you handle everything else. I'm just gonna work and work out. Mama takes care of the rest. So once we had that talk, I'm telling you, look, before this fight, I have had $0 in sponsorship. Period. Now I've got a list right here of sponsors I need to read off to you from where my wife has
Well,
stepped up, doesn't know a single thing about sponsorship, and
It's
here
it's
she.
your it's your floor, sir. I want you to shout out all
Look,
the sponsors and all the supporters that you have, and this is your time, sir.
look, last fight, zero sponsors. This fight, my wife stepped up, went out there outside of her comfort zone, reaching out to some people. Now we have Tim and Brittany Carino with Be Lit Organics. They got the organic soaps, candles, bath scrubs, much more. And it stuff's really helping my wife, helping her relax, and actually helps her sleep. I've got Matt Zifferblatt with Healthy One Inc. Man, he's hooking us up with workout routines and vitamins, helping me look the way that I look by way of sending me vitamins and workout routines. And hey, look, I'm telling you, y'all have any dietary issues, questions at all, get with Matt Zifferblatt. You know, I got the man, Dan Stevens with BW Sports One, stepping in and helping me with graphics and designs. Hey, look, super, super good fella here. This is a good guy here. If y'all have any kind of questions, management questions, um, look, graphic designs, anything of the sort, get with Dan. Super good fella.
I
We
know
got,
that guy.
I'm telling you, huh? Decent fella, huh? Look, we got Texas in Time, Brian Longmire, any sort of tax needs, filing your taxes, back taxes, whatever. Get with Ryan Longmire, really good dude, really, really gonna work with you. I got William Vaughn with On Point Embroidery. He's got my making us some hats. So this kind of his little home with me. This guy's helping us out, stepped in a big way, helping us out. Hashtag TTJ, Toes to Jesus. We've got hats made. He's going to be making more hats. Pre-order. Get with William Vaughn or get with my wife, Britton Kelly O'Bannon, on the hashtag TTJ hats. We got some coming in. I'm going to have some at the fights. I'm going to be throwing a couple to the crowd. Hashtag TTJ, Toes to Jesus. Uh, let's see. We've got Wicked Fabrications with Aaron Gates. Good people, good stuff. We've got my buddy Bryce Wood with TC Bar. Out of Mobile there. They do a lot of shutdown work, a lot of fabrication. He helped me fabricate my stand there. My boxing stand that I've got inside. Finally out of the weather and able to train every
Hmm.
single day now. Thank you to Bryce and his guys. We got my wife's GoFundMe that we've got going on, trying to help with medical bills. We just had another appointment that was $4,000. We had an appointment. She had a outpatient procedure done here probably about a year ago. They told us we didn't have to show up with any money, and then all of a sudden we get there and they're like, "Oh, well, you need $6,000 cash." Well, so we turn around, go back home, and empty out our savings account again. And so it's just constantly stuff like this. But if y'all could help, man, we'd be forever grateful. With my wife's deal there.
Do you have a link there, Bobo?
Yes.
What do you look up on the GoFundMe for it?
Britain's Battle. BRITTONS Battle. Britain's Battle. And,
there you go, guys. Definitely check that one out for them.
Speaking on that Britain's Battle, I've had several fighters reach out to me. Me and my wife decided that I'm going to get a patch on my trunks, on my shirt, some kind of patch somewhere that says Britain's Battle, just so people can look up that hashtag Britain's Battle and kind of get some information on what's going on with her and kind of just be aware, bring some awareness to it. Bro, look, I've had 3 fighters as of now reach out to me. We're talking about people from like up in Michigan, down in Florida. We're talking about not fighters from right here in town. I have had a couple of fighters from in town, but what I'm saying is not just fighters that's right here that just know. We're talking of people from afar that have gotten to know me strictly through this fight game. They're like, "Hey, bro, look, I really want your permission if I can get if y'all have a patch or anything to where I can wear Britain's Battle on my trunks. I would really like to do that, kind of help bring some awareness." Man, that's humbling. That is very, very humbling when you have these grown men. We know each other because eventually one day we're going to end up closing our hands up and throwing them at each other, and they still want to, man, this is big. God is good. And I'm very, very thankful, man. Very thankful.
Yes. Well, Bo, thank you again for your time. Thank your manager for allowing you to spend some time with me on this beautiful Saturday morning. I can't wait to watch you March 19th toe the line and send the opponent's toes to Jesus. I cannot wait. I love the saying. I can envision you just bringing the beast out and laying the beast on the ground of the canvas in that ring, and that being the last time the beast is unleashed when you come back with something else as far as a nickname or whatever for that next fight. Bo, thank you again. It's always fun talking to you. You know I love you, brother, and you are more than welcome anytime on Combat Zone.
Much love, sir. Thank you for having us.
No problem, no problem. Everybody, BWSPORTS1.com is where you'll find out all the happenings with us, Combat Zone, Dukes of Football, Super Kicking It with Steven, Checkers and Wreckers, Quantum Inspiration, Bet Your Ass, and everything else the state of basketball and everything else that we have going on. Bo, again, thank you again. Have a wonderful weekend. I cannot wait to see you fight March 19th. I know that your hand will be raised because I am a little bit biased on this, guys. Thank you again. We'll see you every Friday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time at Combat Zone, and we are out.